family have generously yielded to the members of the church first. So at this juncture, I want to invite to share what he knows and how he feels about his great colleague and friend, Okechukwu Emeka. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome evangelist Emmanuel Emeh.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just a few thoughts about my dear brother and friend, colleague. We call him Bros. You dare not call him Emeka just like that. He's the only Bros that we know. When you say Bros, he's the only one that we'll talk about. When I think of Bros, I think of someone who is very straightforward. Just a few weeks before his passing, I had invited him to come and speak to a group of campus students. He did it online with his lovely wife. And in introducing himself, he told everyone that he was a non-conformist. Now, for most of the students, that will be a bit, but for people like us, we know what our brother was talking about. Bros was non-conformist. He was non-apologetic. In the society where we want to be politically correct, where we want to say what we don't mean and mean what we don't say, Bros will spill it. And so because of this forthrightness, many don't understand him, and many will take offense. But one thing that is clear, that Bros will say the way it is. At least you know what's in his mind. Unlike most of us in Nigeria, where we give lip service and go behind to slander. Bros was endowed with a very intimidating physique. And I remember more than once he confessed to me, he said, Emmanuel, I didn't give myself this. It's God that gave it to me. I feel intimidated. That when people see me, they think and I remember when Bros, in front of the whole church, literally banned everybody from calling him the bull. Say, I'm no more the bull. The bull died years ago. So he was very intimidating physically, but yet was very soft. Very, very soft, if you know him. Bros was a warrior. In a class I delivered just with some of us leaders, just a few days before he passed, he was there at that retreat we had. And I was making an example of personality types and the need for us to focus on our strengths. And in that meeting, I told them that if I'm to go to war, there are only two people on our staff that I'm going to take along, and Bros is one. So because if Bros is with you, if it's your friend, he doesn't let his friends go. He will fight for you any day. And that was who he was. Bros was a lover. He loved life. I remember those times they were coming back to Lagos and they hadn't gotten a place yet, and you'll come and spend days in my place. What do? Just gist, do what men do, just talk, hang out. He loves hanging out. So by the time I had a brush with Bros, I've had several ones actually, but this one was very significant. He was very upset, I was very upset. I literally left. A few days later, I called him and said, Bros, what do you eat? What do you eat? Where do you like to go? And Bros took me to a very expensive restaurant because he knew I was going to pay. One time, Bros took me to one chorus somewhere in Ikeja to go and eat Ghana food. I said, Bros, how did you find all this place out? And while we were talking, he simply just told me his life, how he grew up, including telling me that one of the disappointment he feels that he's an Igbo man that can't really speak Igbo that much. He's also a Yoruba man that doesn't speak Yoruba very much. So he's caught in between. And we laughed and laughed. And we didn't even remember how we settled our quarrel. But we know we ate a lot of food, spent a lot of money, and we came back. And I remember that day Stella showed up and joined us and added to my bill. But because I was seeking peace, I let it slide. Bros was very meticulous. If you're in a meeting with him, you know he's meticulous. He dots his eyes. I will tell you, I'm thinking like a scientist. While we are busy as ministers, we like to talk. bros is going through everything, we'll say, okay, can we just stop? Let's go and pray about it. When you bring up a very, what you think is a smart idea, and you think we are going to end up, we'll say, okay, let's go, give it to us, let's go think about it and come back. And that is how people will think bros is not conforming. But the Bible says we shouldn't conform, but we should transform. But even though Bros introduced himself as a non-conformist, but I know he conformed, and he conformed to the laws of Christ. Bros has a very interesting sense of humor. If you know me, you know I'm very sarcastic sometimes. He has a very interesting sense of humor. A few days before his passing, like I said, we were hanging out. We were having table talk. It was a table talk, just about 8 of us, early in the morning, after breakfast. And Bros was going to teach a class, joint class with his wife, and we were just there on the dining table. And it was a powerful class. He spoke. We were not just convicted by the things he said. We were convicted because somehow we knew he was just pushing himself. He was pushing, and we felt that which is Bros now. This is Bros. Bros that will break down. Bros will say, I need energy. But Bros was just dropping his word, and we were so convicted. It was a 3-point class, as I remember. When he finished the first class and asked his Lolo to share. Of course, Lolo is also a preacher. And Lolo preach. After Lolo finished, Bro said, that's the class. Very quiet, said, that's the class. We're like, He said, the time is up now. We said, why? He said, my Lolo took all the time. No, we said, no, bros, come on, man, bros, finish up. He said, on one condition, Lolo must not talk. He had such a weird sense of humor, and that was how he finished. And that was actually the last sermon he preached. Afterwards, he went upstairs, to the room, and unfortunately, I never saw him again. Our family grew to become very close. I met him first 1995. We served together in the Suliri ministry, and while he was posted to Abuja, I was posted to go to the islands. And I remember a time that we'll be on holiday with my kids. We'll go down to Abuja and spend like a week with them. Our kids were born just months apart, so our family became very, very close. But of course, Bros left us and gave back to a third child. I said, Bros, you're on your own on this one. So we are very close, and we fought a lot. But that's actually what friends all about. We disagreed. I would say, Bros, I don't agree. Say, Ma, you go agree. We don't agree. Because two of us are a little bit big. I'm a little bit big. But Bros was just charming. And I was touched when he was teaching his class, the last time he taught, and was sharing about sacrifice. And he said, Emmanuel is sacrificial. He mentioned me. I was so touched. I said, Emmanuel is one of the most sacrificial people that he has met. Just a week before he passed was his 59th birthday, and my daughter baked this cake, and my wife and I, we drove all the way down, and we just hung out with him. This is Bros. And after cutting the cake, he danced. I said, Bros, take now. He said, Ma, I'm not going to touch it. I said, all I drink is water. And we talked about the future. We talked about what was ahead of us. The Onharas, were there. Just 6 of us. And as we were running up, just said, guys, I'm tired. I need to go sleep. And he went. So I think that Bros finished his race. For some reason, it does look like, when I asked him, Bros, what's your plan? 2 months ago, he said, my plan is to see all my children in school, university. And his last daughter gained admission. He celebrated it, sent pictures all over the world, America everywhere, my daughter, all my children in UI. He was so happy. And he shared at that campus devotional why he will not allow his children to come to Unilag. He said, that place is dangerous. He said, I will not allow my children to come. He said, I don't know how you guys survive, but I won't allow my children to come to University of Lagos. And how did that make me feel? Both of my kids are in Unilag. So we are going to miss Bros. I'm going to miss all the time that we drove around somewhere in Anambra State. I'm going to miss the time that we went to Chop Omo in Ilorin. I'm going to miss our hangouts in many places that you don't want to know. I'm going to miss. We just had a great time. Sleepover, all sorts. But much more, I pray that where he is, all of us will also be able to get to. While we are here, we have a responsibility, not to the dead, but to the living. And that is to Stella, Kip, Melanie, and Sasha. And all of us, the only biggest tribute we can give to Bros is a vow that we're going to take care of his family. Bros loved his family. The brother shared that if there was toll on that Lagos Expressway, Bros would pay a lot. Any slight thing, Bros is driving to Ibadan, like almost every time. He loved his family. And for some reason, I suspect that maybe there was a certain kind of opportunity that Bros missed when he was growing up, that he wanted to give to his children. He loved them dearly. And I want to keep Melanie and say, to know your dad loved you. Every staff meeting we know is about you guys. Everything that people shared yesterday when we got together was about loving his family. He loved his family dearly. May God be with all of you. Thank you.